Right, Andy here. Now, I'm going to be starting my football vlogs as well. Probably only doing one a week. Now, this is something that I really wanted to do. I follow football religiously. It's a big passion of mine. I've been in marketing for the last 5 years. I work for everyone's best friends, the bookies. Because of that, I basically have an in-depth knowledge of football, leagues that you've probably not heard of, teams you've not heard of, waiting for the first comment straight away saying, who's that team? Haha, dead funny. No, but, you know, I have an in-depth knowledge of this sort of stuff. Now, because of that, I want to voice my opinions. Now, I know football, it's an opinion game. No opinion's right, no opinion's wrong. I'm not saying everything I say is right. I'm not saying everything I say is wrong. People will disagree, they'll agree. That's fine, that's what football's all about. That's the point. Now, I also know by wearing this shirt that Villa fans, Wolves fans will not be taking me seriously. Fine by me, but if you want to listen anyway, please do. Basically, I'm going to start by the obvious one, and I thought this was perfect for my first video with the Premier League season upcoming. Now, I'm going to start with the obvious thing. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be the winner of the Premier League. I'll give you my reasons. Now, you might think I'm sat on the fence with this. You might think it's an easy choice. It's not. I'm going to give you my reason. Now, I think Man City will win the Premier League, right? Let me start by saying I don't think they'll win it by as many points as they did last season. I think, briefly, I think Liverpool will be a lot closer. I will go into that anyway after this. The reason why I think Man City will win the league, I think while Guardiola's there now, I think they will dominate English football. Not because of the money they spend, because I'm going to be honest, the money they've spent a lot of money. They've only spent the same amount as Man United since Jose's been there. Truth is, Man City spend the money wisely. They've got the best coach in the world. What I mean by that is, player for player, you would probably argue maybe that there has been a better team in the Premier League. I don't know. But everything taken into consideration, this current Man City team under Guardiola is the best Premier League team there's ever been, right? Their philosophy and the way that they are coached, not just player for player, makes them near enough impossible to play against. Now, straight away, there's going to be Liverpool fans commenting, oh yeah, we beat them, we always beat them. Okay, I get that they struggle against Liverpool. In one-off games, okay, they struggle against Liverpool. Over the course of a 38-game season, Man City are miles ahead of anyone else. High-press game, possession-based football, chance after chance, patience if it's not going their way, ball retention, formation, shape, tactics, changing the game if it's not going the way. In all those aspects, they are miles ahead of everyone else, right? Now, for that reason, I cannot see anyone other than Man City winning the league this year. I think they'll be concentrating on the Champions League as well, so do not think that they'll be anywhere near as far clear as there was last year, but I do think Man City will win the league for those reasons. Guardiola invests money smartly in young players. He coaches them. Every player he has got better. Now, you might, like I say, you might say he spends a lot of money, but the money he spent on Sane, Sterling, whatever, most of the players he's bought are probably worth more now than when he bought them. So it's not hard to work out that smart investments. He's made the players better, coached them, so they're better for it. To understand that, you've only got to look at Sterling's performances for England, Sane's performances for Germany. They are nowhere near the level that they are for Man City. That says it all. Now, let's go on to the next Manchester club, Man United. Man United have a fantastic squad on paper, so you know that I'm not just being anti-Man United as most people think most people are. It's nothing to do with that. I support West Brom, okay? I'm a neutral fan. I don't even support a team in the Premier League anymore, so I've got nothing to say good or bad against anyone. But Man United have got a fantastic squad on paper. If they had the right coach, they'd be challenging Man City. Player for player, players like Pogba, I think is a really good player. Look how good he is for France, and look how not as good he is for Man United sometimes. See, that's the difference again, because he's got a good coach at France. He's playing in a system that suits him. He's a fantastic player for France. Now, the right coach at Man United will get that out of him at Man United. And like I say, player for player, they're absolutely fantastic, but they've got a coach that holds them back. For me, he's completely out of date. He's completely out of date. In the modern game era, no. He spends, wastes money, doesn't make players better. He's not a good coach. He's one-dimensional. Not anymore. Now, there's so many good young coaches out there. Ningelsmann at Hoffenheim, well, he's just moved to Leipzig, but he was a young, fantastic coach. Now, that is someone who Man United should be going after, who gets the best out of the players, coaches them. Modern day game, that is the sort of coach that you need. High press, possession base, counter-attacking, any of those. Not what Jose Mourinho does anymore. Now, let's move on to a club that's going to be up there, and I think we've had a fantastic transfer window, Liverpool. Now, I think Liverpool have improved massively. I love the way Liverpool play. I think they're a fantastic team. Player for player in the most recent seasons that's gone by, I don't think they're anywhere near as good as your Man United, as your Man City, but they've done well, and they had a fantastic season last year. But this year, I think they've added real quality. Now, if they can play like they did last year, with the quality that they've added, they'll be a force. They'll be a real force. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if they win one of the cups, FA Cup, League Cup, any of those. Don't think they'll win the Premier League, but I think they'll get a lot closer to Man City. As part of me, Klopp's not won anything. Now, that is a huge negative. That's a huge negative. But Liverpool were not in a great position when he overtook them. You can argue the season under Brendan Rodgers, fair enough. But other than that, they've not been in a great position in the last few years before that. And he's moving them forward. It's slow progress, but he's building something special, I do believe. Love the way he plays. High press again. You know, just at it from minute one. Okay, teams can't cope with that. Now, as I say, because of all those reasons, I think Liverpool will have a great season. I think, if I'm honest, I think Liverpool will come second. Now, let's move on to another club. Chelsea. Now, Chelsea have just got a fantastic coach. They've hired him. He's a brilliant coach. He was fantastic at Napoli. The way he plays is exactly why Guardiola is an admirer of him. I think given 2 years, he'll build something special at Chelsea. I don't think this year is the right year, but I think they will move forward if they keep him. Now, Chelsea, we all know, not that great at keeping managers, but I think if they stick with this one, that he will build something special. He'll get the team playing. The addition of Jorginho will be key for what they want to do. He knows what he was doing at Napoli. He knows how he wants to play. Now, if they build more players around him, I think they could become a very good team, given it a couple of years. Because remember, Guardiola came in first season and it was building what he wanted. He didn't do that great in his first season. But they stuck with him, gave him time, and then look what happened last year. So I think that's the same situation at Chelsea. So I think they've got to give him time, let him get in the players that he wants, give him a year, let him understand the philosophy, get playing the way he wants to play, and then I think they'll be a very good team. But for me, it's debatable whether they'll get top 4 this year. I mean, if they keep Hazard, Willian, these are 2 of the best players in the Premier League. You know, let's just leave that one up for debate for now. Now, let's go on to Tottenham. Now, this is a team I admire because of the young English players that they have, or they've brought through, or give a chance to, or trained, or whatever you want to call it. They're a fantastic team. Great to watch on the eye. For me, though, they just need that 2 or 3 world-class signings. Not players that they're bringing in to then build up to become great players, which is what Spurs are fantastic at. That is what Pochettino is brilliant at. He's so good at making players better. Younger players, bringing them through, making them believe that they're fantastic. You only need to look at what he's done with Harry Kane and Dele Alli. That is fantastic. But they need to buy a couple of players that are ready-made. I mean, even Eriksen. Look how much Eriksen's got better in the last couple of seasons. That's fantastic, but they need a couple of ready-made players right now to slot into that team to make them title contenders. Now, as I say, I think they're a fantastic team. But because of the reasons I've gave you for the other 3 teams, well, especially the 2 Manchester clubs and Liverpool, for me, it might actually be Spurs that miss out on the top 4 this season. They're not going to be miles away, even if they do miss out. And, you know, they could easily finish in the top 4. But that then brings me on to the other club over there, which is Arsenal. Now, I think Arsenal will have a good season. Now, it won't surprise me if they're the ones that sneak into the top 4. So, if I had to say it, this season, me, Man City, Man United, even though I don't like Mourinho, the way he coaches and that, but as I say, they've got a really good team on paper. I just don't think Mourinho gets the best out of them. Liverpool, because I think they've massively improved. They're a fantastic team. And then maybe Arsenal will sneak in. Now, I think Liverpool, Man United, Man City will be the 3 definites in the top 4. And then it's going to be one of Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, like I say. And I think it might be Arsenal that sneak in. Now, I think Arsenal have actually got some fantastic players already there. And I think they've got a coaching that will sort out the problems at the back. They've brought in 2... They're not going to set the world alight with the 2 signings they've signed at the back and the goalkeeper, Socrates and Lichtsteiner. They are fantastic defenders. They are brilliant players. They are actually what Arsenal needed. Solid, steady defenders. Socrates is very underrated. He's a fantastic defender. He reads the game brilliantly. Lichtsteiner, we all know what you get from him. Okay? Spend that amount of time at Juventus, you know what you're doing. And Leno, the keeper, he is a great keeper. And for me, they are 3 fantastic additions at the back. Now, going forward, they've already got Aubameyang. He's different class. He came to Arsenal at a time when they were struggling, when they were in a mess, and he was still banging in a goal a game. Now, in a team that's sorted out, he will be a fantastic player. He could be the difference between them getting in the top 4 and not, because he will score tons of goals. Now, you've also got Mkhitaryan, who, before his Arsenal move, before his Man United move, sorry, you see it in flashes at Man United. He's a fantastic player. At Dortmund, he was incredible. He's one of the best players in the Bundesliga. That's why he got his move. Now, if they can get him back to that, and they could get maybe Lacazette playing, because he is also a very good player. He's not showing it at Arsenal yet, not fully. Them front 3 would be frightening for anyone. That is a fantastic front 3. For that reason, I think with a couple more additions, or even if they don't, I still think they've got a chance of getting in the top 4 because they've got a good coach now. I think he'll sort out a lot of the problems they had. They were stagnating under Wenger, let's be honest. It was time for him to move on, and he has done. So, for all those reasons that I'll give you for those clubs, that is what I think the top 4 will be. I think it'll be Man City that will win it. I think Man United and Liverpool will definitely be top 4. I think Liverpool will get 2nd. I think Man United will get 3rd. And then I think 4th will be between Chelsea, who are a club in transition. Give it 2 years and I think they'll be a fantastic team. Tottenham and Arsenal. Now, I think it will be Arsenal. I'm going to say it. I think it'll be Arsenal that sneak in. And I think Tottenham 5th, maybe Chelsea 6th, but I don't know. The top 3, like I say, that's my opinion on that. And then I think it'll be a battle for 4th. Now, if you've got any opinions on that, disagree, agree, let me know. Have a comment.